It's over, dude. It's over. I'm done gathering. And I'm going to ramble. And I hope in that rambling, I'm going to convince you that if you're one of the people going, oh, these bans are good. This just hurts rich people. You're Let me start that over. Hold on. It's over. All right, let's look at the Rules Committee. September 2024 quarterly update. You're about to get flashbanged because the Rules Committee site is in all white. 3, 2, 1, haboom. Banned cards. Dockside Extortionist. Jeweled Lotus, Mana Crypt, and Nadu. More like don't print. This is terrible. It feels very out of touch too. Let me say what I think is somewhat justified. I think that Nadu is fair. I think Dockside is the next most arguably fair, although I don't like it being banned. I get it. It's going to devastate a lot of CDH. The two that I'm like really struggling with, Jeweled Lotus and Mana Crypt. But let's look at it. With this ban, they have actually made a new card, a new powerful card, a staple, a functionless card. Jeweled Lotus officially was one of the most expensive cards that is a 0-drop artifact that does nothing. I want to talk to you guys about my philosophy on Commander. I am not a CDH enjoyer. I have one CDH deck to my 24 normal Commander decks, and yet I still think this is absurd. Commander is about the boys, Rule 0 Mana Crypt. So yeah, I'll come out and say right at the gate, I do think that the Rule 0 rule is stupid to begin with, because Commander, they're like, oh, it's all about fun anyway. Rule 0, whatever your pod wants to do. Just that statement alone undermines the entire Rules Committee. I think that this is going to fracture Commander even further. I believe we're going to start seeing other committees, other rules popping up, and they're going to start gaining traction, because this is the first ban I've experienced where my whole pod, genuinely, I'm telling my whole pod, we're not abiding by this at all. This is not going to affect our pod whatsoever. A lot of Magic influencers that I've mingled with are like, this is stupid, saying we're all going to be still playing them. Exactly. So then why do we care? Because then this shouldn't exist. If these people are supposed to be for the people, Commander is a game by the people, for the people, then why are they making the decisions that the people don't want and that we're all going to ignore in the first place? Doesn't that mean it's time for a new leadership or a different committee entirely that handles EDH versus CDH? Because the people are poor. Here's the thing, right? You can be broke and you can still have saved up or dedicated time or whatever into getting a real one of these cards. And that's who it's affecting. I really want to get that through people's head. This doesn't affect rich people. This is going to affect everyone else. Everyone else who has 5 proxied ones and they bought one real one because they saved up and yada yada. It just hurts. Yeah, it hurts fans. It hurts the people. It also hurts our trust in new Magic product, because Wizards is very likely going to print some new Mana Rock with some new Commander set and some new Goblin Treasure Guy in some new Commander set. And I'm going to advise everyone to not buy any of it. Proxy at all. It's all going to get ripped out from under you in a few years. This affects a lot of social dynamic when it comes to playing Commander now casually, even though it technically shouldn't. Here's why. My pod doesn't have any of these cards banned. Let's say I go back to the Professor, right? And he goes, oh, no, those are banned cards. We don't play them anymore. It's going to fracture the community and cause issue across anyone who plays in multiple pods. It's going to affect LGS games where you're going into a new pod every single time with 4 new people. Hey, I run Mana Crypt. Well, Mana Crypt's banned. Well, see what I mean? Oh, well, Rule 0, we don't play with it now. It's going to cause issues where I don't think there needed to be. Yet they're refusing to ban Sol Ring. Oh! Yes, they are. Well, because that would actually hurt them, because Sol Ring is being printed in every single Commander product, every deck, everything, and they can't do that, even though Sol Ring is almost a strictly better Mana Crypt. Sol Ring should be banned for the same reason Mana Crypt should be banned. But okay, let's take a look at their rationale behind it. Mana Crypt coming down for no mana on turn 1. It's quite possible to have the explosive start of Mana Crypt into a Signet or a Talisman. So like, we're just banning Mana Rocks now. 5 mana on turn 2. In games going 12 plus turns, the accumulated threat of damage from Mana Crypt provides a reasonable counterbalance for its explosive effect. Oh, so then why is it banned in casual? Why is it banned from the format? Why don't we have CEDH ban list and Commander ban list? In games going 12 plus turns, the accumulated threat of mana crypt provides reasonable counterbalance. Cool, so it shouldn't be banned. We should just ban it in tournament play then, right? I mean, it's right here. Like, right? Like, this is somebody at the rules committee sitting at that table when this was typed. Oh, wait a minute, guys, this makes sense. Why don't we just ban this in, like, tournament play then? That way, socially speaking, people won't even have to have that awkward Rule Zero conversation. They wouldn't have to have this weird fracture of not respecting the decisions. We just all agree then, right? Commander is a casual format. Then why are we getting bans? Then why are we banning anything, bro? But when you're snowballing into a turn 6 to 8 win, it's a meaningless drawback. Okay, here's where I think I'm going to really dig in and give you one of my main arguments. This is more of an opinion, and you can disagree with this. Slow Magic is fucking boring, and slow Commander games are the worst experience I've ever had in Magic the Gathering. This slows down Commander. All 4 of these bans slow down Commander, and that's okay. You can disagree. This is an opinion now. Slow Commander games have been the worst experience I've ever had playing Magic. That being said, CDH is a little fast for me. I like mid to high power Commander. Games should last between an hour and an hour and a half at most. It should end explosively, a lot of interaction, big moments, big removal, big counters. And to me, banning Mana Crypt and Jeweled Lotus devastates the casual, fun, fast games. If you would ask competitive players and casual players, hey, we need a couple cards, let's vote in, what's getting banned? Do you think Mana Crypt would have even made it into the top 5? I'm sorry, but cards like Thassa's Oracle still being unbanned, this is dumb. This is absurd. Yes, Mana Crypt and Jewel Lotus will slot into your CDH deck, and they are important for that to function, and I get it. But where I'm seeing them mostly in casual play, you have a deck that's kind of jank. You can slot in a Mana Crypt, and now at the very least, it's jank, but I have a Mana Crypt. Now, all of my jank decks that I put a couple bangers in so I can at least keep up with the table and have fun, this shit's gone now. This hurts low power as much as it's gonna hurt high power. I don't think people are realizing that. Let's say Carlos has a really nice, powerful commander deck. Now he's got to take out Mana Crypt. He still has a really powerful, synergistic commander deck. He'll just slot in something else, right? Let's say I have a lower power deck, but I do have a Mana Crypt and a Jeweled Lotus, but it doesn't flip into an infinite. That deck is now almost non-functioning. You know, it's also like, can I give you a little tinfoil now? Now let's get into the real tinfoil. I would love to see the sales history of everyone on the rules committee for the last 3 months when it comes to these 4 cards. Again, my point has nothing to do financially with this. I think this is a bad decision. I think this slows down Magic. We're putting rules into a game that's just be for the people, and the people don't want it. Now, that out of the way, it's impossible to ignore that this has impacted the secondary market astronomically. This is probably one of the biggest bans for the secondary market of all time as far as how much of an impact it's going to have. Millions of dollars just evaporated in less than 24 hours. Isn't it weird Wizards sold conventions in a box with... Bro! Okay, okay, hold on. Bro, what that guy just said in chat, my weird brain is yes, dude. Wizards just sold a product where in that product, they're giving away Ixalan collectors and Commander Masters. Both of those sets, the chase card is Mana Crypt and Jeweled Lotus. The sale is done, and now they're banned. Here is the reality. You can draw whatever conclusion you want to from this, but here is the reality. Those boxes that we all bought would not be worth what they were worth when we bought them if the ban happened first. I'm not making any sort of conclusion, but I'm saying that is a fact. Part of the reason I bought Festival in a Box was because 2 banger collectors were in there. The chase cards from that are now useless. Let me ask you this question, chat. This is all I'm proposing with this. Would it bother you to know that people on the rules committee sold all their Jeweled Lotuses before shipping this? Would that bother you? If the answer is no, fair. You're allowed to not be mad about that. Personally, if I found out that all these people dumped all these cards and then made this announcement, yeah, that would piss me off. That being said, I don't think they did that. I don't think that was their decision. But also, they'd be pretty dumb to have not sold their Jeweled Lotus. It goes both ways. If I was on the rules committee and I'm getting overrun, right? Let's say everyone's voting yes. It's going through next Sunday. Jeweled Lotus is banned. I would be selling mine. Are you fucking kidding me? I'd be selling everything. I wonder how much they consider Wizards of the Coast when announcing these bans, because I think there are better options for bans currently. I think you can make a stronger case that the One Ring over Mana Crypt, but Wizards of the Coast has expressed potential interest in reprinting that. They already reprinted Mana Crypt and juiced that, but they have not juiced the One Ring enough yet. So I am wondering if the One Ring was not thrown into this because Wizards is in some way having conversations about, hey, wait on this one. I'll tell you this, Mana Crypt gets dropped at my table, no reaction. One Ring gets played at my table, oh, fuck. Okay, all right, guys, does anyone have, do we have any removal for that? Player removal? How do we exile it? Even Rhystic Study, bro, is more of a deep sigh than a Mana Crypt. Smothering Tithe is more of a deep sigh than a Mana Crypt. My pod plays, you play a Mana Crypt, we go, cringe, kill yourself. We loved the coin flipping that happens, the rolling of a D6. We're all watching. It's fun. It's interactive. Motherfucker plays Smothering Tithe. It's like, I'm done. I think I'm going to scoop. I'm checking TCG Player, and there's more sales for these cards in the last few days than the last 3 months combined. Oh, people knew. That's at the very least very unethical. Same with textured foil Jeweled Lotuses. Booty! Are you serious? Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Yep, it spiked. Oh my god, it spiked. Jeweled Lotuses were selling between 1 and 0 a day. The week before this announcement, there was a spike of 12 compared to 0, maybe 3, maybe 4. There was a spike of 12 the week before this announcement. If there was this happening in the first place, it wasn't so-and-so on the rules community bought 500 of these and then dumped them. That's not what I'm saying happened. I'm saying when this happened, they may have just looked around and went, yeah, I have my Jeweled Lotus here. I might as well list it. Bans shouldn't exist in Commander for the most part. Let your table do what they want. A rules committee should exist to step in when something is overwhelmingly destroying the fundamentals of the format at LGSs across America. Mana Crypt and Jeweled Lotus were not fucking doing that. Look at Dockside on TCG too. It was being sold crazy last week. People knew. I think you're taking it too far if you're going to accuse the rules committee of being a part of it, but I think you're also naive to think that this information was not already out there in the right circles. I think it absolutely was. I think people knew about this. You know, this reminds me of this whole thing. This reminds me of when Twitch makes a site-wide thing that's like, we're doing this for you. And everyone's sitting there going, we don't want this. And Twitch is going, we're doing this for you. We've heard the feedback and we've done something different. But don't worry, it's for you. That's exactly what this feels like. All right, let's read about Dockside. I am curious because Dockside is the one I'm kind of 50-50 on. Dockside isn't normally quite as explosive in the early game. It's usually terrible, but it can still go mana positive on turn 2 and start generating substantial treasures after that. Dude, rip red. It's been on the border for years, and we've shied away from taking action in the past because the card has scaled well with the power. Yeah, exactly. They're justifying not banning it in every single one of these. But it's a freaking contributor to the more egregious snowballing starts. I'm 50-50 on this one. You should read the next paragraph. Oh my god, I didn't know they talked about Soul Ring. Oh my god, let's look at this. Hey guys, I know not banning Soul Ring does bring to light that maybe we're making decisions on other than just what's best for the community. But here we go. We're not banning Soul Ring and have no desire to. Yes, based on the criteria we've talked about here, it would be banned. Oh, that's it. Oh, that's the end of the conversation then. Way to go, Rules Committee. You did it again. Soul Ring is the iconic card of the format, and it's sufficiently tied to the identity. Wait a minute. Bro, this is why the Rules Committee has lost the sauce, bro. Banning Soul Ring would be fundamentally changing the identity. Guys, you don't understand. It's so good, and technically, based on all the criteria above, it should be banned. But the identity, and I believe identity, it actually stands for banning Soul Ring would be really bad for Wizards of the Coast. We aren't trying to eliminate all explosive starts, just the ones that some people can't afford. And removing the other 3 cards geometrically reduces all this. You know what this really does is this just makes Soul Ring even more broken. There's another ban here, and it's explosive, but a different way. Given that Nadu, whatever. All right, here's my proposition, everybody. Here's what I say. I'm going to be leader of the rules committee from now on. My first order of business, I'm unbanning the Moxes. Soul Ring is now banned. Mana Crypt is back. I'm also establishing a CDH rules committee that will have no effect on Commander. It will never be referred to as Commander. It will be CDH only. They are welcome to do what they want. Get Black Lotus, you can have 4 in each deck. Literally, bro.
Hey, it's your UPS guy here. I left those 50 Mana Crypts you ordered at your door. There was also a case of Coke Zero there. I took one. Hope you don't mind.